My name is Bob Whitley, and I grew up in eastern North Carolina, in Kinston, North Carolina. I loved giving speeches, I loved running for office in school, but as I got older and went to, or was in college and then law school, I decided that I wanted to practice law. I wanted to help people. I wanted to interact with people, and I wanted to make a difference in their lives.
Ever since I can remember my dad talking about cases, and you know, it would be around the table, he would talk about the way that he would help people, and these really passionate stories in solving people's problems. And I was really inspired by watching that.
I remember the first couple of clients I had. I was so excited. I spent so much time with them. Personal injury came later in my practice. When I opened my own practice, I did a little bit of everything.
He would have the reputation of being a really good trial lawyer, you know, in handling criminal cases, and he'd tell the stories of those and domestic cases. But what his passion was is he was also really good at personal injury cases. So as he started concentrating more on those personal injury cases and getting bigger wins through that allowed for the practice to grow and the focus on our practice to be helping people. Just people, not corporations, not government entities, but just people that could not normally afford a lawyer to be able to go up against the fanciest insurance defense lawyers there are. And that's been the genesis of the firm, but it's always been about people and helping them. And that is the traditions that we carry through even today, and looking for more ways. How can we help more people?
You know, based on my 50 years of practicing law, I guess there are maybe some rules that every lawyer I would recommend follow. First, be honest always with your client, even when you think it may harm your relationship, because being honest is more important than that relationship even. Second, like my daddy taught me, be nice, be respectful. When a client comes to see you, it's usually the first time they've ever been in the presence of a lawyer.
Sometimes people think lawyers have to be mean, or they have to be aggressive. And one of the things that Dad taught me is that you can be a great lawyer and you don't have to have that persona or that the way that some people perceive lawyers to be, and still be extremely effective.
We just want to say, you know, how can I help you? Treat them as a guest in your home rather than a visitor in your office. Third is really try to figure out from that client how his injury or whatever the event is has affected their life. You're not going to learn the intricacies of their injury and the impact that it has on their life if you don't spend time with them and ask them about it and be a good listener.
We are an approachable firm. We want to make sure that our clients feel that they can talk to us, that they can be themselves, and that they can allow us to get to know them.
One day you'll be talking to an insurance adjuster on their behalf. One day you might be talking to a jury. You can be a much better advocate for them if you understand the problem. Maybe the fourth is treat that client like they're your only client. Work as hard as you can. When I was that young lawyer in Kinston and every lawyer I was up against was older and more experienced, I felt like maybe the only way I could make it even is just outwork them.
You got to work harder than the other side. That's the thing that Dad always has taught me, is that if you can outwork or out-prepare the other side, then your client's always going to have the advantage.
I had a very significant, much publicized death case that I tried in Kinston. The car was wrecked, and somewhere at a seminar I heard that you should buy the car, and I bought that car. And I remember well carrying the steering wheel into the courtroom and putting it in the lap of the highway patrolman, who said that my client must have been driving because she had a crushed chest and the steering wheel was bent. Well, I asked him to show the jury where it was bent, and it was just a perfect circle.
One thing Dad has always taught me, and even in his book, some of the cases that he thought he would lose, the more he worked and the harder he worked in those cases, he found the evidence or this testimony that changed the whole outcome of the case. And that's because it took hard work and not taking no for an answer and being willing to take a little bit of a risk.
And all of these points I'm making will lead up to the Whitley advantage. You know, it's really not one thing. It's a lot of things.
The Whitley advantage is really, it's the whole, everything. It's everything that we have kind of put together for our clients. It's that level of kindness. It's that golden rule. It's the winning reputation. It's the experience.
It even includes returning phone calls, always being available to meet with a client, treating that client with respect and dignity.
And the excitement that everybody feels about getting our client a win is what gets everybody moving around here, and that's the Whitley advantage. You know, there is nothing cooler to me than in my mind figuring out a solution to their problem, putting that solution in gear, and then watching a change of the arc of the client's life. If they were going one way with the catastrophic injury, now we've changed it, and now it's different. I call it the juice. That's the juice for me. That's what gives me that great feeling, and that's why I just want to keep doing that, and teaching others here from him, how he taught me how to do it.
As I'm in my 50th year, I've not only spent a lot of time looking back, but in looking forward with respect to the Whitley Law Firm. I know, number one, it's in good hands. Ben has a wonderful vision.
I've been a part of this firm in other ways of even just being observing it as a kid most of my life, and to being able to work in it, and now to be able to lead it and to help it grow and to offer these services to more folks in North Carolina. And that's incredible to me, to be able to show to North Carolina, look, we've been around this long, and this is the trust that we've built. These are the results that we have, and look at this experience. So now we've created this team that's rooted in those traditions, it's rooted in those values, and has enough experience to get the best results for our clients possible.
And I think I can play a role. I want to be that mentor that I never had. And I want them to be better lawyers with my help. But to a large extent, I just kind of want to sit back with a lot of pride and watch Ben make this firm grow and prosper. He is an advocate for his clients, and I'm going to be able to walk off and know that it's in good hands.